Stop scrolling for 1 second. This might be the most important 2 minutes you watch all week. If you are over 70 or you love someone who is, what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between them living independently at 85, still driving, still cooking, still remembering every name at Thanksgiving dinner, or losing that independence years too early, the way so many families never see coming until it's too late. There are 6 daily habits, not supplements, not medications, just habits. And research is now showing that the seniors who keep even 4 of these 6 are dramatically less likely to end up needing assisted living before they truly have to. Here's what worries me. Most people over 70 have quietly abandoned all 6 without even realizing it, because no one ever sat them down and explained why they matter. And the one habit sitting at number 1 on this list? I guarantee you, your doctor has never once brought it up in an appointment. It has nothing to do with diet, nothing to do with exercise in the way you'd expect. And researchers are now calling it one of the single strongest predictors of whether your mind stays sharp after 75. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. You're going to have to stay with me all the way to the end. I've spent over 2 decades sitting across from patients in exactly this age range, and I've watched the ones who follow this list live entirely different lives than the ones who don't. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why habit number 1 matters more than everything else on this list combined. Let's begin. Good morning, everyone. I want to start with something that might sting a little. For decades, the advice we've given older adults has been to slow down, take it easy, rest more, let your body coast into its later years. But here's the truth. Almost nobody says out loud. That advice might be quietly stealing your independence. The people I've met who are still driving themselves to appointments at 82, still gardening at 85, still remembering every grandchild's birthday without a reminder on their phone, they didn't get there by resting more. They got there through a handful of small, boring, unglamorous daily habits. Not supplements, not miracle diets, habits. Today, I'm walking you through 6 of them, and I'm saving the most overlooked one for last, because the research on it genuinely surprised me the first time I dug into it. Before we get into it, drop your age in the comments. I'd love to know who's watching this today. Number 6, hydrate like your body actually needs it now. Let's start with something so simple it's easy to dismiss: water. Here's what changes as we get older. Our sense of thirst gets duller, meaning by the time you feel thirsty, you're often already behind. And the kidneys become less efficient at holding on to fluid, so hydration takes more attention than it used to, not less. Researchers have looked at hydration and cognitive performance in older adults for years, and while the science is still evolving, several studies point in the same direction. Hydration status is tied to how sharp your memory and attention feel day to day, and even to fall risk, since dehydration can affect balance and reaction time. The habit that seems to matter most isn't drinking a huge amount all at once. It's spreading it out, a glass first thing in the morning, one with each meal, and not waiting until you're thirsty to start. Number 5, resistance movement, twice a week, no gym required. Now let's talk about muscle. After 75, the body becomes less efficient at holding on to muscle, a process researchers call sarcopenia. It's not about laziness, it's biology. And it's one of the biggest predictors of whether someone stays independent or starts needing help with everyday tasks. The encouraging part? You don't need a gym membership. Resistance bands, wall push-ups, even carrying your own groceries with intention, these all count as resistance work. What matters is consistency. Most research on strength training in older adults points to real, measurable improvements in strength and balance after just a few weeks of doing this 2 to 3 times a week. Think of it like this. Your muscles don't need more time. They need more signal. Number 4, protecting sleep, like it's medicine. Sleep changes with age in ways that catch a lot of people off guard. Deep, restorative sleep, the kind where your body actually repairs itself, naturally becomes harder to reach as we get older, and poor sleep hasn't just been linked to feeling tired. Researchers studying sleep and brain health have found real associations between disrupted sleep and markers connected to cognitive decline. The seniors who protect their sleep the best don't just try to sleep more. They go to bed at roughly the same time every night. They keep their bedroom cool, And they give themselves real wind-down time before bed. No scrolling, no bright screens, just quiet. It's not glamorous, but consistency here does more than almost anything else in this list. Number 3. Eating enough protein spread across the day. This one might be the most misunderstood item on this entire list. There's an old idea that seniors need less protein as they age. Most current research actually says the opposite. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to maintain muscle, which means we often need more of it, not less, spread across the day rather than in one big meal. A reasonable target that shows up again and again in nutrition research for older adults is somewhere around 25 to 30 grams of protein at each main meal. Think eggs, fish, chicken, Greek yogurt, or legumes. Not a crash diet. Just consistent, deliberate meals. Number 2. Real, daily social connection. Here's the one that surprises people because it doesn't sound medical at all. In 2010, researchers at Brigham Young University published a large analysis looking at social connection and mortality risk, comparing it against other well-known risk factors. What they found was striking. The size of the effect that lacking social connection has on premature mortality risk is comparable to the effect of smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sit for a second. Isolation isn't just lonely, it's dangerous, in a very physical sense. And it's not passive social contact that counts. Sitting in the same room as the TV on doesn't do much. It's engaged connection. A real phone call, a weekly group, a regular conversation with a neighbor where you're actually talking, laughing, disagreeing, remembering. If there's one habit on this list worth building today, it might be this one. Number 1. Learning something genuinely new on purpose. And now, the one I promised you. As we age, the brain naturally leans on familiar pathways. It's efficient, but it also means we stop building new ones unless we deliberately push ourselves to. Researchers who study cognitive reserve, essentially your brain's buffer against age-related decline, have found that staying mentally challenged in novel ways appears to be one of the more meaningful things a person can do for long-term brain health. Not crosswords, not passive reading, something that makes you a beginner again, a new language, an instrument, a skill you've never tried. The mild discomfort of struggling with something new is, in a sense, the whole point. It's resistance training for your brain. Picture someone in their late 70s, recently retired, who decides, almost on a whim, to pick up oil painting for the first time in their life. Terrible at first. Sticks with it anyway. A year later, there's a stack of finished paintings, a new circle of people from the local art class, and a mind that feels noticeably more alert. That's not a guarantee, but it's the kind of outcome this research consistently points toward.